In the shadowed underbelly of Milford, a forgotten mill town choked by rust and regret, Elias Crow had always been invisible. As a boy, he was a scrawny kid with a stutter, the one whose eyes lingered too long on the girls in his class. They laughed at his clumsy advances, their rejections sharp as switchblades. Freak, they'd whisper. Loser. By high school graduation in 1998, Elias had a list etched into his mind. 7 names, 7 faces that haunted his dreams. Sarah, the cheerleader who spat in his face. Megan, who humiliated him at prom. Lisa, Emily, Tara, Vanessa, and Brooke, the queens of his torment. Elias vanished after that. No one cared. He slithered into the city's veins, a ghost in a machine of forgotten lives. But the rejections festered, twisting into something monstrous. 25 years later, he emerged as the Rejection Reaper, a name the tabloids whispered in terror. His victims? Women who bore the uncanny resemblance to those who scorned him. Blonde hair, sharp cheekbones, that same mocking glint in their eyes. But it wasn't just looks. Elias hunted the ones who echoed his past pains. He stalked, he learned, he struck. It started with Sarah's doppelganger. Her name was Amelia Hart, a 42-year-old divorcee who ran a coffee shop downtown. Elias first saw her at a high school reunion flyer online. Same smile, same disdainful curl of the lip. He followed her for weeks, invisible in the crowds. Her routine was clockwork. Open at 6 a.m., close at 8 p.m., home to her empty apartment where she swiped left on dating apps, rejecting men like flies. One rain-slicked night, Elias waited in the alley behind her shop. The storm masked his footsteps as she locked up, her umbrella blooming like a black flower. He stepped from the shadows, his voice a rasp. "Remember me?" She turned, confusion flickering before recognition. Of what? Not him, but the fear. He lunged, his gloved hand clamping over her mouth, the chloroform rag pressing like a lover's kiss. She bucked, nails raking his arm, but he was stronger now, forged in isolation's fire. He dragged her to his van, the engine purring like a predator. In his basement lair, a derelict warehouse on the town's edge, soundproof with foam and fury, he bound her to a rusted chair. The room stank of mildew and old blood. Dim bulbs swung overhead, casting elongated shadows that danced like demons. Amelia woke to Elias's face inches from hers, his eyes wild, pupils dilated with rage. "You rejected me," he hissed, "in front of everyone. You laughed." She screamed, but the gag muffled it to whimpers. He paced, reciting the prom night humiliation word for word, his voice cracking like thunder. Then, the tools, a scalpel gleaming under the light. He started slow, carving shallow lines across her arms, mimicking the cuts on his soul. "Feel that? That's what you did to me." Blood welled, hot and sticky, dripping onto the concrete. Her eyes bulged, pleas garbled. He escalated. Pliers gripped her fingernails, yanking one by one. The pops echoed like gunfire. She thrashed, chair legs scraping. Elias laughed, a sound devoid of joy, pure madness. "You think this hurts? Try living with rejection every day." Hours stretched into eternity. He waterboarded her with her own tears, forcing memories down her throat. Finally, as dawn bled through cracks in the walls, he slit her throat, watching the life ebb out in crimson rivers. He posed her body in the town square, a note pinned to her chest. Rejected. Returned. The town erupted in panic. Headline screamed, "Reaper strikes." Police Chief Harlan Reed, a grizzled vet with his own demons, led the hunt. But Elias was a shadow, always one step ahead. Next was Megan's echo, Brittany Klein, a real estate agent with that same predatory smile. Elias found her through social media, her posts bragging about turning down losers at bars. He posed as a client, luring her to a vacant house on the outskirts. The showing turned sinister when he locked the door behind them. "Tour's over," he growled. Brittany fought like a wildcat, heels stabbing at his shins, but he overpowered her with a taser's jolt. Bound in the master bedroom, she awoke to him looming, a drill in hand. "You spread rumors about me, said I was pathetic." The drill whirred to life, inching toward her knee. She begged, Please, I don't know you. But he did it anyway, boring into bone, the scream piercing the night. Blood sprayed, mixing with sawdust. He twisted the bit, grinding deeper, her leg buckling in agony. Pathetic now? He left her alive for hours, forcing her to recount rejections from her life, mirroring his own. Then, the finale, a hammer to the skull, brain splattering like abstract art. Dumped in a dumpster, note attached. Gossip kills. Panic swelled. Women dyed their hair, avoided nights out. Chief Reed peace clues. All victims blonde, mid-40s, single. A pattern emerged, reunions, old grudges. He dug into Milford High's class of '98. Elias's name surfaced, a footnote in yearbooks. Emily's twin, Carla Voss, a librarian. Elias abducted her from her car in the library parking lot, a syringe to the neck. In his lair, he read from her diary, stolen weeks prior, entries of her dismissing suitors. "You think you're better," he snarled. He used fire this time, branding irons heated red hot. Pressed her skin, the sizzle and smoke filled the air. Her flesh bubbled. Screams raw. He carved reject into her forehead, the knife slipping in sweat-slick hands. She passed out, revived with ice water, only to endure more. Suffocation came slow, a plastic bag over her head, watching her gasp until blue lips stilled. Body left in the library stacks. Overdue rejection. The kills accelerated, intensity mounting. Tara's look-alike, Dana Ruiz, a nurse, taken from a hospital shift. Elias played doctor in reverse. Needles injected acid into veins, burning from within. Her veins blackened, screams echoing as organs failed. "Heal this," he taunted. Vanessa's, Elena Ford, teacher. Strapped to a desk in an abandoned school, he forced chalk down her throat, choking on lessons of humiliation. Whips lashed her back, stripes for each rejection. Brooks, Fiona Grand the last. But she was different, Reed's daughter. Elias saved her for Crescendo. He stalked her, learning she was investigating the killings for a podcast. Like mother, like rejecter, he muttered. The abduction was bold. From her home, windows shattered in the dead of night. Reed awoke to her empty bed, a note. "Come alone or she dies slow." The warehouse showdown. Reed arrived, gun drawn, heart pounding. Darkness swallowed him. "Elias, show yourself." A spotlight flared. Fiona bound, gagged, eyes wide with terror. Elias stepped out, knifed her throat. "She looks just like Brooke, the one who broke me final." Reed's voice trembled. "Let her go. This ends now." Elias laughed maniacally. Rejections never end. He sliced shallow across Fiona's cheek, blood trickling. Reed charged, but Elias was ready. A tripwire sent him sprawling. Elias pounced, knife raised. "Feel the pain." They grappled, fists flying, blood slicking the floor. Reed's gun skittered away. Elias straddled him, stabbing wildly. A blade grazed Reed's arm, hot pain exploding. But Reed headbutt, stunning Elias. Grabbing a loose pipe, he swung, cracking ribs. Elias gasped, knife dropping. Fiona screamed to gag as Elias lunged again, hands around Reed's throat. Vision blurred. Reed clawed at eyes, thumbs pressing in. Elias howled, releasing. Reed snatched the knife, plunging it into Elias's chest. Twist, pull, blood gushed. Elias staggered back, gurgling. They all rejected. He collapsed, eyes glazing. Reed freed Fiona, holding her as sirens wailed. But in the dim light, Elias's lips curled one last time. A smile? No, a grimace. His hand twitched, clutching a hidden detonator. The warehouse erupted in flames, booby-trapped. Reed dragged Fiona out as beams collapsed, fire roaring like hell's fury. They escaped by inches, singed and scarred. Outside, gasping, Reed realized Elias's list was done, but the horror lingered. In mirrors, women saw a ghost of rejection, and in shadows, whispers echoed. Was he really gone? Or just waiting for the next list? The town never slept soundly again. Rejections, after all, cut deep, If you want more dark, untold stories like this one, hit like and subscribe to the channel.